Hey guys, JuV Day 16. I thought that today I would go for something a bit more laid back after just how long it took me to do yesterday's video. I only got it up at later on today. It was very involved, so oh dear, that took a while. So today I thought I would talk a little bit about some of the franchises that I grew up with and that I feel were important on some of my sort of development as a person, maybe. So the first one that's really quite predictable is Pokemon, because most people my age had a bit of a Pokemon phase. I went a bit mad with it, but then I also didn't get a chance to play the games till they were coming up on Uncool again, so that was a thing. But I did get to play them, and I got into them in a way that most other members of my peers did not, because I enjoyed it. It was great. I just whatever. Another one that I really enjoyed was Digimon. Now that was something great in my childhood. I loved that. It's got its problems as a franchise, but it's still, I still look back on it fondly. There's a lot of cool stuff in there, and I enjoyed it a lot, and I think it's still got some staying power as a brand, maybe. Well, I'm still watching the new one whenever it comes back on Crunchyroll. Yu-Gi-Oh! Was another one that many of my peers also enjoyed a lot, and I got into it quite heavily for a while. I took part in a tournament when I was in my early teens. I came like 10th out of 13, but you know, I did okay. I was young and a bit of an idiot. We all were. So I enjoyed it, and yeah, it's one that I've definitely kind of grown out of, but might get back into at some point or other. I've still got a load of old cards back at my parents'. Now, one that's really stuck with me in a way that the others haven't is the X-Men. The X-Men franchise has been around for a long time. It's been around since long before I was born, and it'll be around long after I'm gone. I hold little doubt on that. But I grew up on the 90s animated series and X-Men Evolution. Those two were really fundamental to my enjoyment of it, and that's the thing that really got me into it. And then the X-Men films obviously started coming out, and yeah, it's pretty good. But the animated series, the two of them, they're what really got me hooked. The X-Men have always been my favourite superheroes. Star Wars has always been a big part of my life. It's just logical for me. I've been involved with Star Wars for a long time. I definitely have seen all of them but the original trilogy in the cinema. And that, or maybe not all of the ones that are not in the original trilogy. I don't think I saw... What other one that... I don't remember. I feel like I missed one in the cinema, possibly. But I've watched a lot of them in the cinema, and I enjoyed them. They're like, yeah, I grew up sort of in the time of the prequel trilogy, but I'd definitely seen the original trilogy before that, because my parents are reasonably big fans as well. So, that's, yeah. And I had so many toys from... So many toys from Phantom Menace era, because that was the time that I was a child at that point. That was just, yeah, I don't really care for Jar Jar one way or another, but Qui-Gon Jinn is still my favourite Star Wars character. Another series that I grew up reading was the Percy Jackson books. I was always a big fan of Greek mythology, and well, they're a great, like, yeah, they're a great series. I was already interested in Greek mythology before that, but they gave me justification almost. It was great. I loved them, and my only regret is that, like, I missed having hardbacks on, like, one in the original series, so I have one paperback, and the rest of them are hardbacks. Except I've also had that happen with one of the more recent ones, so I've got another paperback one, and I'm annoyed. Harry Potter is another franchise that has outlasted my love for its creator, because J.K. Rowling is a turf. Just killing people's respect for her. That's the most disappointing death in Harry Potter. Scrubs is a TV show that really grew into my teenage years as one of my favourite shows, and I just... I got introduced to it by my friend Lewis a couple seasons in, maybe, and got caught up, and yeah, no, that show was great. I've been listening to the Rewatch podcast that Zach Braff and Donald Faison have been doing, and it's pretty good and mostly holds up. The Lord of the Rings films are necessary. Like, like, what else is there for me to say about them other than just, yeah, I grew up on them. It's not much more to say than that. The Eragon books, as much as they are a retelling of Star Wars and, like, took a bunch of Lord of the Rings tropes, I still have a soft spot for them. Now, this is because, well, I was a child when Christopher Paolini was publishing them for the first time round, and I had never encountered anything quite like it in the same way. And as much as it was rather unoriginal, it was the first one that I'd encountered of some of these tropes. So it's one of my first encounters with that. The Warcraft franchise has been in my life for a long time as well. I've not been playing WoW since vanilla, maybe Burning Crusade, because I had no access to my own account. I had to use my cousins' and friends' accounts, and they've all stopped as well. So, but I played a bunch of Warcraft 2, and I played a lot of Warcraft 3. I still love Warcraft 3. It's genuinely a good game, in spite of all that Blizzard messes around with stupid stuff for it. The Discworld books are fantastic, and that's speaking as an adult fan. But I grew up on Discworld. Discworld is, yeah, it's so important. It's just great. It's so... I was devastated when Terry Pratchett died. I was so devastated. And yeah, we listened to the audiobooks a lot when I was young, and I'm meaning to go back and listen to some of them again, because I think that would be a real cool thing to do. And last but not least for now is the His Dark Materials trilogy, which is just... It was running at the same time as Harry Potter in terms of book series, and I remember being very irritated that the last one of it had been higher on the book list or something than the Harry Potter book that was out at the same time, and da 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 da. But when I actually got around to reading them and listening to audiobooks of them and stuff, and the radio plays and stuff, I understood, and I think that they've aged better than the Harry Potter books have in a lot of ways. And there's a TV series, and there's sequel prequel series that are going on, and I'm consuming a lot of that as well, so it's all good. Those are some of the franchises that I consumed as a child and teenager, etc., that I feel were kind of pivotal in my taste in media. I think that there's almost certainly others that I've missed out because I'm tired and all over the place, but that's the sort of core of them, I'd say. Let me know some of the ones that would form your core in the comments down below. I would love to know what you've got, so let me know down there. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that you remember to like and share it and subscribe to my channel. Click on the thumbnails down below to see other videos by me, and I will see you guys tomorrow for the next day of JuV. Bye!